Welcome back to X Figure Reviews. I'm looking at the Marvel Legends Apocalypse Build-A-Figure series Sabretooth right now. I was excited for this figure. We did get a Sabretooth figure from Toy Biz back in Series 5. That was my very first Marvel Legends figure. And I was excited to get an update. Those joints are all loose now, and I needed one that would fit in with the newer Hasbro figures. So I'm glad that Hasbro gave us this one. Let's take a look at it, and you'll see if I'm still happy by the end of this video. Accessory, he comes with a piece of Apocalypse, and that's it. That's all he comes with. Don't know if I'm disappointed or not. At first, I was fine with it, but no. I mean, he's got claws and a screaming face. What else are you going to have Sabretooth do? I don't know, but whenever you compare him to other figures in the wave, like Magneto and Psylocke that come with a slew of accessories, I don't know, it's a little disappointing whenever you think of it in those kinds of terms. Paint-wise, this guy has some big quality control issues. I'm just going to say it. A lot of scuffs. You can see some blurry lines up there. Yeah, you can see a blurry line there. There's a speck on his butt. Poor guy. Specs right there. He does have the, serial number right there, of course. His toes chipping, like his paint. And he does have some nicks on his chest, like right under my thumb. Pretty gnarly quality control stuff, There's just specks all over the place. The only thing that has a decent paint job would be his hair and his fur on top of his shoulders. That has some shadowing and some decent special effects paint in there, but it's about it. Everything else is just matte and not very clean. But I mean, if we're talking about quality control, the biggest, without a doubt, the biggest thing here, woof, it's right there, the jaw, and it is not just my figure. I still check from time to time anytime I see a Sabretooth on the pegs. Every Sabretooth I've seen has that jaw problem, and mine's actually relatively not too bad because it's only on his right jawline. The left jawline is really bad on other figures as well. So really, really bad QC on Hasbro's part. Really sucks, and that fur part, it just pigs out like that. And then you can see the Hyperion chest thing, the notorious Hyperion gap. The Hyperion gap. That's going to be a notorious figure thing. And you can see it does peg in really nicely, though. And it does cover up the Hyperion gap, so it's not a big deal. I don't mind the Hyperion body mold for this figure. It's not like the other modern Sabretooth we got where it didn't have anything to cover that up. Articulation, he comes up that high and down that low. He can rotate, 21st century. And it's a standard ball peg, so you can pop his head off if you want. His arm kind of is prohibited by the fur there. You can make it work, but go up that high. He's got the bicep swivel and double jointed elbow. He does have the spiky things on his elbows, worth mentioning. And his wrist can go any way you want. He can go back that much, good for leaping poses. He can crouch forward that much, really good for some slashing poses. He's got the waist swivel. He can kick up that much. He can kick back. And he can kick out to the side that much. He doesn't have the thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and he's got that calf swivel. He can point his toe like that, kick his heel up like that, and he's got the ankle rocker. He's got a peg hole there. And that's it for articulation. All in all, it's your standard Hyperion body mold. It's okay. I really wish he had butterfly joints because he's a slashing kind of guy, and butterfly joints really do a lot for slashing characters. So maybe in the future we'll see an update on this figure. I wouldn't hold my breath, but you never know with Hasbro. They do repaints of things all the time. Anyway, here we have him next to the Bucky cap. You can see he's taller. And here he is next to Wolverine. You can see he towers over him as he should. So, not bad. Not bad at all. Height-wise, he is where he's supposed to be. The Omega Red body mold might be a little bit too tall for Sabretooth. Other guys who are like 6'6", which is Sabretooth's height, are in the Hyperion body mold, so it might be weird if he was on that. Anyway, would just like the butterfly joints. It's honestly all I want out of that figure. So sculpt-wise, you know, everything is where it needs to be, accuracy, but butterfly joints are missing, and you have awful quality control issues on this guy. I'll throw up a reference photo just in case you don't know what this Sabretooth looks like, though you should. On my X scale, he is an 85. The only thing that really drags him down is the horrible quality control from Hasbro. If you can get a good paint job on him, then he rises up. Still not a huge notable difference. It's still the Hyperion body mold. So it is what it is. If you are a fan of the X-Men, need a Sabretooth, this is your guy. This one will definitely do you well. He's a decent figure. If you're not too big on X-Men, or you're like, nah, on Sabretooth, then you might be able to pass up on this guy. But it is a decent figure, especially if you can really sift through some of the figures on the peg and find a good paint job. That is the review of this Sabretooth. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and of course, thanks for watching.